Yes, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, I was only one good evening. Only Aishwarya.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
The rest, I got 3 good evenings. The rest, Grishma and Raina, switch on your video, please. I have a happy news for you. That's why I'm asking. Give me a good evening. I'm about to give you one big happy news. I want a good evening today. That's why I'm asking. Still no?
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay. Now, which is the next topic that we are going to learn?
Audition.
Hmm?
Audition.
Audition. Just see in the textbook, which is the next topic. After auditory sensation, you all know I don't have to explain. What is the topic coming after the auditory sensation? The next heading,
Human.
human ear. Did you see the terms in that? Just turn the page and see the picture. How is it? How does that look? And how does the term sound? Look at Raina's expression. So much of disgust and confusion. Amal, I can't even see your face. Did you see? Parts of the year. Do you want the happy news now or at the end of the class? For that also no response. Wonderful. Don't sit like statue in psychology class. Come on, I'm not teaching accountancy or banking or something like that. You're so much free in the class, right? And I hope I'm not being so much strict also. Should I be strict from tomorrow onwards?
Yeah, ma'am.
Give you 10 assignments per day and I'll have 2 revisions per day. I'll ask Joshi sir to increase number of hours of psychology into 2 into 3. On that? Tell me something at least. Thank God Amal is smiling now. Okay, so we'll start the topic. Nobody is asking about the thing also. Wait. So, which was the next topic that we are going to learn, Raina?
Audition. Auditory.
Audition. Okay. We'll study that then. Ta-da! You, where's the presentation? Did the spelling go wrong?
Ma'am, is that topic deleted? Sana is here. Sana? Sana, switch on your video. We are going to have a test today. Surprise test. And after that, we'll study a new portion. Sana, switch on your video. We were waiting for you. Ready for the test? Now close your textbook. Close your textbook. Ready for the test? Yes. Okay. First question to Sana. Which are the 3 layers of the eye, human eye?
Cornea,
Cornea. Cornea with
chronoid.
chloroform.
No.
Then
choroid.
Choroid. That is the middle layer. Then
Then retina.
retina. Okay. Along with cornea, we had something else, right? One more thing.
Uh, mm,
Why is Raina now laughing? Be serious. It's a surprise test. Don't laugh. Ashish, whatever I tell not to do, you do. What is this? Be serious. Yes, Anna, do you know the answer?
uh,
No. No. Time is out. Time is out. That's enough. Time is out. What is the answer, Ashish? He hasn't stopped laughing. Aishwarya, can you tell?
Sclera.
Okay. What punishment should we give to Sana for joining late and giving us an incomplete answer? Meghna, what punishment should we give Sana? Sana, do you sing songs? No.
no.
No, then you have to sing.
No.
Why didn't you read the textbook then? If you would have read, then you would have answered. Huh?
The name I forgot.
Name you forgot. You read the textbook then?
Yeah.
Learned the parts of the eyes?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm.
Then which are the rest of the parts? Tell us.
Retina.
Hmm?
Lens.
Hmm?
Pupil.
Hmm?
Then rods and cones.
Rods and cones. Yes. Ashish, do you know anything of this? See how cool. Then what else?
Aqueous humor.
Was humor?
Aqueous chamber.
Was chamber, vitreous humor, vitreous chamber. Yes, very good. Sana, so you are exempted from the punishment. Okay. And thing, we were not conducting any surprise test over here. And I was giving a surprise to the rest of the people who joined earlier. And the surprise was, what was the surprise, Amal? What was the surprise?
Ma'am, about the ma'am.
Huh? What?
Ma'am, topic cut.
Topic cut. Which topic is cut?
Ma'am, about the year.
About the year. The topic is?
Cancel.
Rest of you, topic is? Deleted. Okay. So you don't have to learn about the human ear and its parts. And one more thing. Should I say that now or later?
Tell ma'am, please.
I have too many surprises today. And the next surprise is that the human eye oh god, I lost connection. Yeah, the human eye is also not
Deleted.
not the human eye is also not deleted. I'd like to say that, but it is deleted. A big sigh. Okay, so you don't have not only the human eye and the human ear, the entire entire working of the eye, the visual sensation, the auditory sensation is deleted. Happy? Happy? It's a bonus for Ashisha. He didn't even look at it. Poor Sana and all kept on reading and by-hearted the terms. But it will only do you good because you have something related to this coming up, maybe in +2 also. Okay.
And I have some more surprises, but we'll hear that after the class. Okay? If I keep telling this, you won't attend in class. And that is why we are going to learn about attention. Sensation, we just have that introductory part. That is just before the visual sensation, we have something, the threshold and all. You have to study that. And you can swap or shift to the attention. Page number 93. So basically, the chapter is about sensory, perceptual, and attentional processes. We have finished the sensation as such, or rather, we have skipped the sensation, more of it. Then we are moving to attentional processes. So basically, the process through which certain stimuli are selected from a group of others is generally referred to as attention. So when you look into the screen of your mobile or laptop or whatever it is, you just look at one thing at a time, or you just attend to one thing at a time. Sometimes you divide your attention and attend too many things at a time, just like some people who check WhatsApp, who check Instagram, who check Facebook along with the psychology class. Okay, that is multitasking or divided attention, we call it. Okay. Yes, and basically attention is the process through which certain stimuli are selected from a group of others, and that is generally referred to as attention. So it is basically the process through which certain stimuli is selected from a group of others. So you have so much variety of stimuli in front of you, in the form of external stimuli, in the form of internal stimuli, stimuli of various sizes, various shapes, various categories, various types, and you attend to something that you want to attend to. You select some stimuli from the rest of it. That process, the basic process through which you select them, is known as attention. Okay? That is the introduction. It's a very easy topic, attention. And when you consider attention, you can relate it to three things. One is alertness, one is concentration, and the other one is search. What are they? One is alertness, one is concentration, and the other one is search. You search for something. Okay, we'll see what they are. Alertness. Individual's readiness to deal with stimuli that appear before her or him. Individual's readiness to deal with stimuli that appear before her or him. That is known as alertness. Note down. Just a minute. Okay. So what is alertness, Meghna?
It's the individual's readiness on a certain objects.
And what is the example that I told you?
When you're getting ready for a running, when the teacher is start to whistle, you pay attention when the teacher will blow the whistle.
Okay, fine. And what is concentration, Reina?
Refers to focusing awareness on certain specific object while including others for a moment.
The example?
Like students listening to a lecture class.
Okay. And they exclude the rest of the things and listen or attend to the or concentrate on the lecture. Okay. Yes. Now, wait again. Yes. The next one is search. Write down the definition. An observer looks for some specified subset of objects among a set of objects. That is search. For example, yes, you're going to a very crowded place and you're searching for your boyfriend or girlfriend in that crowded place. Okay. And then what do? You search for them, right? you look for some specific object or person among the rest of them. So that is search. Okay. So attention, it can be related to the alertness, to the process of concentration, and also the process of search. Understood? Those are the three main points in it. And one more thing that is important about attention is that attention has both a focus and a fringe. That is a statement made about attention. The attention has both a focus and a fringe. You can take page number 94. And the 3 points that we discussed earlier, that is alertness, concentration, and search, they require some effort from the part of the attender. Okay, so they are called, or the attention generally is called effort allocation. Effort allocation. Should I write down that? Effort allocation. Just a minute. Yes, we have. I haven't shared the screen, right? Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Effort allocation. Since these processes require some amount of effort from our side or from the side of the observer or the attender, we call all these things or the attention in general as effort allocation. So you allocate or distribute your effort to some or the other process or some or the other stimuli. And then you attend to that. Yes, searching for your boyfriend or girlfriend in a crowd, that requires your effort, right? Yes or no? Otherwise, you will be going to the cafe with somebody else if you don't put in correct effort. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, fine. That's about the introduction. Then I told you attention has a focus and a fringe. A focus and a fringe. So in that picture I showed you, if this is the field that we are looking at and we have so many texts written and you are reading from here to here. And when you reach here, then you're focused only on this particular word. Even if you see all these words, you don't attend to them. You just attend to this particular word and you read only that particular word. So that at that particular moment, this is your focus. Okay? And the rest is your fringe. The other thing will be blurred here. And the field which you can see, that border is called the margin. Understood? I'll show the picture. So the attention has both a focus and a fringe and also a margin, which you don't have to study. Just understand that it has a margin also. And where is it? Yes. Here you have the full field and margin means the boundary of the field of attention. And the focus, the point that we are attending to, that particular point is called the focus. And the rest of the part inside the margin and near to the focus, the part inside the margin near to the focus is called the fringe. Okay. Aishwarya, can you read out that paragraph? Page number 94, second paragraph on the left side.
Attention has a focus as well as fringe. When the field of awareness is centered on a particular object or event, it is called focus or the focal point of attention. On the contrary,
Did you understand focal point? focus. Yes, then.
On the contrary, when the objects or events are away from the center of awareness and one is only vaguely aware of them, they are said to be at the fringe of attention.
Okay, you have experienced this when you read something, right? Just when you read Aishwarya, you have been reading one word at a time. So the word which you read forms the focus of your attention, and the rest of the things in the background forms the fringe. And the field that you can see inside the boundary forms the margin. Inside the boundary, you have the fringe, and at the center of the fringe, you have the focus. Okay, simple, no? Okay. Now, we have different types of attention based on different types of classification. So, we learn about the classification of attention. Basically, we have two types of attention based on the process involved. That is selective attention and sustained attention. Selective and sustained attention. And sometimes we also attend to too many things, two or more different things. That is called divided attention. I told you the example at the beginning of the class itself, right? When you are attending the class, you go to check other social media. That is divided attention. So you have only partial attention here, you have only partial attention there. And some people, I think, have gone to give full attention there because I can't see the videos. Yes or no? God knows. Okay. Sometimes we can also attend to two different things at the same time, and that is called divided attention. Now we'll see what selective and sustained attention is. Selective attention, again, it's a simple topic. The selection of a limited number of stimuli or objects from a large number of stimuli. That is known as selective attention. So as the name suggests, you just select some of the stimuli to be attended and ignore the rest. That is selective attention. And in sustained attention, I'll show the slide. Wait a minute. In sustained attention, which is also known as vigilance, it is the ability to maintain attention on an object or event for longer durations. You, just like concentration, you given your attention to a particular object or event for too much time, for a longer period of time. You can write down the definition now. In the picture, you can see the lady is sitting and reading. Besides the noises around, you have the noise from the electric bus or train. Some people are dancing and chatting outside, and behind that noise also she is ignoring. Then one person is speaking over the phone. Then one dog is barking, but she is ignoring all these factors and she's attending to the book. She's attending to the reading material. So that is selective attention. Although she has so many stimuli to attend to, that is the a person who is talking over the phone, the barking of the dog, the dance, the metro train, and maybe some of the birds might be chirping. There might be other noises around. There might be other things to see, but she is ignoring all other things. She is limiting her attention to a single thing, a single stimulus that she has selected as the reading material or the book. That is selective attention. The selection of a limited number of stimuli or objects from a large number of stimuli. Now the next one was sustained attention. It is the ability to maintain attention on an object or event for longer durations. Example is the pilots. Pilots, if they lose the attention for some time, then all the passengers in the aeroplane would be, where would they be? Raina, where would they be?
They'll be in rest.
They'll be in, what did you say?
They will be in risk.
Risk. Yes, they'll be at risk. Okay, understood? Sustained attention. Okay, so I wanted to leave you early because for 2 days we were, I think 2 or more days we were having extra time because of the things, the human eye and human ear and whatnot. Yes, any doubt in today's topic? Anyone? Alvina, can you summarize?
Yes, ma'am.
Attention.
Attention, we have learned that which is refers to a stimuli which is selected from a group of others is generally referred as attention. And it has been three, that is alertness, concentration, and search. Alertness refers to an individual readiness to deal with having before her or him, and concentration refers to an awareness. For example, when the teacher is when the student is listening to the lecture notes, and search means the searching for a set of objects within from the another set of objects. And attention has been classified in two ways. In that process oriented, that is two. That is the selective and the sustained. Selective means ignoring other things, that mean mainly concentrating on one thing.
Something, that is selective attention. What is sustained?
Sustained attention, focusing on him, giving concentrated to a fewer or an object or an event for a longer duration.
Okay, very good. So no doubts, right? That okay, then thank you.